I'm Laura from 5 out of 4 Patterns, and welcome to day 3 of the Josephine and Kids Joe Sew Along. Today we're all about the sleeves and how we finish them. It's going to be fun. I love sleeves, so let's do it. Okay, it is time for day 3 of our sew along, and we are working on the sleeves. Let me move my bodice out of the way, and let me just look at one of these sleeves. All right, as you can see, if you remember from day 1, when I cut out my sleeve, I have a notch here that tells me that's the front. So that's going to happen here in a second, where we're going to utilize that notch. So first we are going to put each sleeve right side together. And if you're new to sewing, then you're going to want to pin or clip all the way down this raw edge, these raw edges here. And then I'm going to head to my serger, but you can use your sewing machine. You can use a stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch or lightning bolt, whatever they call it on your machine. But for me, I'm going to use my serger, and I'm going to stitch using a 3/8 inch seam allowance all the way down both of my sleeves. Here we are. Let's turn our sleeves right side out. Now let's get some clips or pins, and we are going to quarter our sleeves, starting by pinning at the seam. Grab our bodice and let's turn it wrong side out. All right, now we are going to clip at both the shoulder seam and side seam. So let's put this with the front facing up here. So this is the front of the front bodice. And let's grab one of our sleeves. And what we're looking for is our notch. So here's my notch, so we know this is the front. All right, so this sleeve goes on this side. All right, so we're gonna match our side seam up to our sleeve seam. Okay, and then our center to our shoulder seam, and then the other quarter points. And then we'll repeat that on the other side. All right, now that I have clipped them all, we're gonna go to our sewing machine or our serger, and we are going to stitch around our armhole. You can use a zigzag, you can use a stretch stitch. I'm gonna use a serger. Now, I forgot to press my sleeve seam, so I'm going to do that now, and while I'm at it, I'm going to sew or press around the sleeve as well. Alright, the next part of the sleeve is to finish the sleeve. There are a couple of different options. You can hem the sleeve, which simply means to fold it a 1/2 inch towards the wrong side, like this, and stitch all the way around. You can use a stretch stitch, you can use a zigzag, or you can use a cover stitch. I do not recommend a straight stitch on the hem because it will likely the stitches will pop because it has no stretch. So you're going to fold that to a 1/2 inch to the inside, and then you're going to press it. Okay, and then you're going to stitch all the way around. The other way is to band it, and where did I put my band pieces? Here are my band pieces. What you'll do is you'll fold these right side together. Notice how it's longer on this side, so you're going to fold the short ends right side together. Just like that. You can do the same with this piece. And then we're going to stitch using our serger or a stretch stitch or a zigzag down that short raw edge. Now, you are going to fold it in half, wrong sides together, and match up the seam here. And then go across. And you can quarter these if they're big enough. The baby sizes are really hard to quarter. So I don't generally quarter those. I just kind of fit them in the best I can. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 on this. All right, then I'm gonna take my sleeve and I'm gonna place my cuff over the sleeve, so like this. So my sleeve comes out this way. I'm going to match my sleeve seam, which is right here, with the seam of my band, and I'm going to clip it. And then I'm going to just kind of move it around, get it to where it's all matching up properly, and pin it on the other side. Then what you'll do is you'll sew all the way around it with a stretch stitch, a zigzag, or a serger, and then you'll flip it around and you will have a proper cuff. All right, that's how you will do that. Now, if you are going to do a thumb hole cuff, I'm not going to show you how to do a thumb hole cuff in this video. However, I will link in the description box below, as well in the blog post, 2 videos. One for the standard thumb hole cuff that will help you through that, and one for the new thumb hole cuff that will help you through step by step through how to do both of those. So those are your sleeve options. Now, what I'm going to do with this guy that I'm making here is I'm going to hem the sleeves. So here we go. We've got our hem done here. Okay, we are ready for day 4.